So listen up, y'all. I'm trying to give y'all another warning. The Washington Post just reported that Donald J. Trump shut down the Civil Rights Justice Department. Yes, the Civil Rights Justice Department. So, uh, these are the guys who looks over the police officers. If some wrongdoing that happened or whatever the case may be. So this is part of the police getting immunity. Okay? So I'm trying to tell you guys, stay out of the way. See, listen, you got kids that's out here doing crazy stuff in the streets or doing anything that allows them to have contact with the police. It's gonna get real ugly for them. Alright? Look, it's gonna get real ugly for them. So I'm advising y'all to make sure y'all get a hold of your family and keep them out of the streets, okay? Because there's no more civil rights department, okay? Donald Trump closed it down, the Washington Post just reported. So that's my warning to you guys. Listen to me.
Ecclesiastes, 10th chapter and the 5th verse. There's an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Yeah, because there's evil decrees he already established. Y'all might have to check on a Rumble channel for the video I'm gonna post about Colombians, what he's doing to them. And the kingdom's divided. Their kingdom's divided, and we know what that means. So all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Hamashiach Yahushua. Check out for the other precepts. Shalom. Proverbs 28:15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. Shalom.
As I said, everything is on the table, and I support the principle of dollar for dollar matching tariffs. It's something that we are absolutely going to be looking at if that is how they move forward. The bottom line, as you say, is that import tariffs, like the 25% that President Trump is proposing, are actually paid or would be paid by American consumers. And if and when Canada needs to respond with equivalent tariffs on imports from the United States, those would be paid by Canadian consumers. That's why we will look, as we have in the past, at things that have replacements for Canadian consumers that wouldn't be tariffed. The example from last time was H.I.S ketchup being replaced by French's ketchup, because French's was still using Canadian tomatoes in its ketchup. Having Canadian consumers have alternatives to having to spend tariffs on American inputs is part of how we make sure that we don't bear, or Canadians don't bear, undue costs around tariffs.
This trade policy talks about both trade imbalances, and we know Canadian authorities have a counter to those arguments, but it talks about that and using perhaps a generalized kind of global tariff to respond to that. It also talks about the concerns about illegal migration and the fentanyl trade from Canada, Mexico, and China. Canada lumped in with those other two countries who data would show are far more serious a threat than Canada. This, again, another point that Canada's advocacy has been trying to make over and over again. It talks about sort of investigating that, recommending what might be appropriate action for that. But those investigations are all centered on an April 1st deadline for Trump's cabinet, his officials, to sort of investigate and recommend action. Trump, though, talking about February 1st, which suggests that in his mind, he wants to act before his own officials have even prepared their response and their plans and made their recommendations.
Well, Colombia decides not to let USA flights land. Because the USA flights have Colombia citizens on that plane, and they don't want them to return back to the country. So that kind of makes me feel like these people that's on this plane could be criminals or could be from a mental institution. Because why would you not accept your own people back into your country? Right? So Trump said, okay, you want to play? I'll play. Say hello to my little friend. Trump decides to put a 50% tariff on Colombia and also threaten their visas. So it's about to go down, and it's about to go down really, really ugly for Colombia. Because if Trump hit them hard in their pockets, I don't think they could survive. I don't think they'll survive. So they may give in. Hey, how y'all feel about this? Y'all hit me up, let me know.